I think the internet is a fairly disgusting thing. And what's happening to the Conway family, I think, is a particularly disgusting thing. I think it's evidence of how awful the internet can really be. If you haven't been following the story, Kellyanne Conway announced that she would be leaving the White House to deal with family matters. George Conway would be leaving the Lincoln Project to do the same. And it comes shortly after their daughter, Claudia, I believe, announced she was seeking emancipation. What this really is, in my opinion, and look, I try to be respectful of teenagers. Their life is their life. I think it's teenage angst being propped up because of the prominence of her parents. And I think it's gross how people are latching onto it, fanning the flames and making it all worse. Teenagers say dumb things. A 15-year-old, I want to be emancipated. Oh, calm down, dude. To be fair to teenagers, here's what I want to say. A lot of people who are older like to talk down to young people, teenagers, because they're smarter, they know better, and within reason, it is true. Of course, come on, teenagers don't really know what they're talking about. But what you need to understand and what you need to respect is that Claudia Conway, she's 15 years old. This is her life. It does matter to her. It is important, and she's looking for a way out. She's mad at her mom for her job, and so she's looking at whatever she can, whatever she can do to try and just do something. I would probably, I would imagine, I'm going to make an assumption. Kellyanne Conway worked for the president. She's very vocal. She's been on TV. I can only imagine that her daughter gets, flack from her friends and she doesn't like it. But I believe the bigger issue is that if that were the case, just tell people to shut up and laugh at them. Who cares? But if you're a teenager, this is your life, and all these dumb kids, they don't know better. They're laughing. They're making fun of her. It reminds me of that kid who played Anakin Skywalker in the first Star Wars. He got made fun of for playing Anakin Skywalker, so he quit acting. You ever hear that story? You know what, man? I say this to Kellyanne and to George. I believe that they were being very bad parents, but I believe they're being very good parents now by stepping down. And it's unfortunate, as much as I don't agree with George, and I disagree a little bit with Kellyanne. I believe they should be allowed to be these vocal characters in today's politics. They should be allowed to express their opinions. But I believe family comes first. So they're doing the right thing, and I have tremendous respect for what they've done, both of them. Let's read. Daily Mail says, George and Conway's daughter, Claudia, has taken to social media to claim credit for her parents' recent announcements that they will be stepping away from politics. The couple stepped down from their respective political roles after the 15-year-old went public online with Conway's family issues, including claiming that she was pushing for emancipation from her parents. Not long after the couple quit their positions, Claudia shared 2 TikTok videos about them. She shared one video of herself with her mother's statement resigning as President Donald Trump's counselor in the background. Y'all, I know I said I was taking a break, but Claudia says in the clip. That video was followed up with one about her father that showed his tweet withdrawing from the Lincoln Project. So I'm withdrawing from the Lincoln Project to devote more time to family matters, and I'll be taking a Twitter hiatus. Needless to say, I continue to support the Lincoln Project and its mission passionately, George wrote. In that video, Claudia said, look what I did. Look at what I did. Ladies and gentlemen, look at what I did. She's just a kid. She has no idea what she's talking about. She probably couldn't even explain to you what a progressive tax system is. And I don't blame her for that. And I'm not trying to be mean to her by saying it. I'm saying she's just a kid. She's 15. She's going, oh, look, I did a thing. Congratulations, you did. But it's the internet that's doing this. The internet loved what Kellyanne and George were doing, okay? These 2 characters on the left and the right, they're married or whatever, and their daughter got pulled into the fray. And I blame the internet machine, not any individual. It's just everybody wanted more. The Conway family, reality TV, it's gross. It's humanity. I don't blame a kid for going on social media and talking about her opinions. And I got to admit, I got to say this. It actually, look, everything aside, you got to admit it is kind of cute when you see a kid trying to be like their dad. You know what I mean? Like George Conway is this very prominent anti-Trump figure. And then here's his daughter trying to be just like him. It's like when you see a dad and, he's like riding his bike and then the kids with him trying to be, it's just, it's nice. It's nice to see the family getting along. Now, I'm sure many people would have preferred if she was trying to be like her mom. But look, I get it, man. She looks up to her dad. She wants to be like her dad. She's probably got friends that rag on her about Trump. So she wants to be like her dad. It's just there you go. OK, she's revolting against her mom for whatever reason and looking up to her dad. It's fine. My bigger issue is that the internet turned it into this salacious debacle, and it results in this just like, it's reality TV. It's absolutely reality TV. I'm glad to see the Conways are getting their family in order, and I'm glad to see that they're going to be stepping away. And, you know, my respect. They say her videos come less than 24 hours after Kellyanne resigned. George and Kellyanne are both Republicans, but while Kellyanne worked for Trump and his senior counsel, George, an attorney, is one of the president's most vocal and pointed critics. Kellyanne announced Sunday that she would depart her administration role at the end of this month, a day after Claudia said she was officially pushing for emancipation. The 53-year-old counselor to the president said she was leaving for the sake of her family, to be less drama, more mama. Shortly after the announcement, Claudia was once again on TikTok stating their parents were going to get divorced, but have now called it off to keep her from getting emancipated. Wow. She has also accused her father of not caring about her and not knowing her middle name, and said her mother has been physically abusive her whole life. There it is. There it is. She says her mom was abusive. I don't know if that's true, but that shows me why she doesn't like Kellyanne and why she doesn't like Trump. Because her mom worked for the president. She resents her mom. And check it out. When she's talking about her dad doesn't care about her. Doesn't even know her middle name. Dude, that's sad. I think the reason she's coming out anti-Trump is because she's desperate for her dad to care about her. I mean, isn't that sad? Her dad doesn't even know her middle name. I don't know if that's true, but think about the way the distinction she's shown. This kind of thing should not be in the public. I get it. When you're high profile, it happens. And the marriage dispute between Kellyanne and George is particularly public because they're prominent, a supporter or opponent of the president. And now you've got this young girl who's upset that her dad doesn't love her. And she's desperately trying to get his affection by trying to be just like him. And she says, he doesn't even know my middle name. And then her mom, she accuses of being abusive. It makes perfect sense. Her mom, she resents. Her dad, she's desperate for attention from. And it's disgusting because so many anti-Trump people are latching on to what she says, and they're using it for political points when it is just a cry for love and attention from her dad. This whole thing is sickening to me. In her statement, Kellyanne called her time in the Trump administration heady and humbling and said she and George were making the decision based on what they think is best for their 4 children. We disagree about plenty, she wrote of her and her husband, but we are united on what matters most to the kids. Bravo, Kellyanne. Bravo, George. I know this is making me really angry because family is one of the most important things, okay? Taking care of your kids. But here we can see 2 people doing the right thing to be good parents, putting aside Trump support or Trump, opposition to be there for their kids. She said, our 4 children are teens and tweens starting a new academic year in the middle of school and high school that will be conducted remotely from home for at least a few months. As millions of parents nationwide know, kids doing school from home requires a level of attention and vigilance that is unusual at these times. Kellyanne continued, this is completely my choice and my voice. In time, I will announce future plans. For now, and for my beloved children, it will be less drama, more mama. Kellyanne is among Trump's longest serving advisors. And it's sad that she needs to leave because, a lot of people have left the Trump administration quite angrily, and many of them turn on Trump. But she's been there for him. I can respect that. I can respect loyalty for sure. If you're not a fan of her, at least you can respect that she's doing the right thing. They say, meanwhile, George called Trump a racist and evil in video footage revealed Monday of a movie about the psychology of Donald Trump filmed before Kellyanne stepped down. The film Unfit is set for release September 1st. Yeah, I get it. We're going to see all of this crazy fiasco. When Claudia started posting these clips, a lot of people ragged on several journalists for propping them up. And I'm upset that it's reached this point and has now become this public spectacle. I feel bad for this family. I don't necessarily blame the journalist because while I don't agree with, propping up this kid who doesn't know what they're saying, she was on social media. I think the bigger issue is that human beings, these tribalists, were desperate for something. It was primarily the left, to be honest. And I think it's gross that people would latch on to cries for attention from a teenage girl, desperate for her father's love, because it would smear Donald Trump. But I can't say I'm surprised. We look at the riots. We look at the things they've said, the things they've done on the left, desperate for anything to take out Trump. And of course, they know no shame. they would, of course, take a child and thrust them into the limelight to use for political points. In the end, let me just make sure I stress this to everybody who would attack or prop up for political points Claudia Conway. She said it. Okay, I know it's the third time I'm saying it, but it's really important you hear this. She said her dad didn't care about her. He didn't even know her name, her middle name. And so it's clear that she's just saying the things he says because she's desperate. She's basically saying, please love me, Dad. I'll be like you. Man, that's sad. And these people prop it up because they hate Trump. I'm sick of this stuff. Man, people need to have some decency in this world. Marianne Williamson came out with a very beautiful statement saying family is more important. Marianne has been absolutely awesome. Marianne Williamson is one of the best people to come out of the Democratic Party for all of her. There's a lot of things she believes I don't agree with. I'm not talking about the stupid smears they made fun of her about the crystals. I'm talking about just policy in general. But she's been so nice. She's tried to be so nice. So my respect to Marianne Williamson. She said, I don't agree with your mother, Claudia, but she's still your mom. I promise you your life ahead will be better if you handle your issues with her privately. I'm sure she'd go to counseling with you if you don't already. Love has got to trump politics. It just has to. Thank you, Marianne Williamson, for helping me. I just believe in humanity a little bit. I hope the Conways do well. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around, and I will see you all shortly.